Да, у меня была девушка, которая говорила по-русски. Today in this video I'm going to tell you the super cheat code. Почему мне нравится русский язык?
يا حبيبي.
Всем привет! Добро пожаловать на мой канал Delvin Dubai. Меня зовут Vish. Сегодня в этом видео я расскажу вам, как я выучил русский язык. Давайте начнем. Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video in Delvin Dubai. Today in this video I'm going to talk about the superpower. Slavic superpower. Да, сегодня в этом видео я расскажу вам, почему мне нравится русский язык и как я его изучаю. And I'm going to tell you how did I went from zero to speaking Russian so fluently in just 90 days. You know what the best cheat code to learn Russian super fast or any other language? Get a girlfriend or boyfriend, whichever the language you want to learn. Да, у меня была девушка, которая говорила по-русски. Нет, я просто шучу. I never had any girlfriend who speaks Russian. However, today in this video, I'm going to tell you the super cheat code which helped me to learn Russian super fast. See, learning a new language, it's like that you're adding another infinity stone to your gauntlet. You become more powerful in your career and also in your life. Now I'm able to speak in English, Hindi, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, and a little bit of Telugu. And couple of years back, I made my choice to learn an European language. It was Spanish. I used Duolingo to learn my Spanish, but all I learned is Yo como manzanas, él come manzanas, ella come manzanas. And honestly, Duolingo didn't help me much. And apart from that, I never had any friends who used to speak Spanish. And as a hotelier, every day you meet your guests in the lobby, reception, lounges. And if you're interested, this is where the real game begins. You don't need to use the really long sentences. Just always start with the small phrases. Like whenever I see the Russian guest, I always used to say Привет, как дела? Откуда вы? До свидания. Приятно познакомиться. See, these are all the small sentences. Especially when you're talking with the Russian people, they might sound like harsh or so rude. But when you started to understand their language, you will get to know that as how calm and cool they are. Well, once you're up to this, from here, the real film will start. Here is my top 5 cheat codes to learn Russian fluently just in 90 days. Cheat code number 1, start with alphabets. It doesn't matter which language you're going to learn. If you ask me, I'm gonna suggest you always start with alphabet. As English has a 26 letters, Russian have 33 letters. It seems like difficult, but when you started to learn alphabets in Russian, it's not. Believe me, I learned Russian alphabets just in 14 days. Some of the Russian letters, it's look like in English, but it's not. Suppose in English B, in Russian it's V. In English H, in Russian it's N. In English P, in Russian it's R. These are all the small confusion when you started to learn alphabets in Russian in the beginning. But gradually, you will start to learn which consonant sounds like what. When I saw this first, my brain got completely rotted. I didn't understand anything. But after practicing couple of days, I started to read small phrases like Moskwy, restaurant, hotel. See, so easy. Gradually, you will start to learn by word and sentence by sentence. When I was able to read couple of words, then I said myself, Opa, я могу это прочитать. Cheat code numbers 2, learn the genders. And in Russian, every noun has a gender. It can be masculine, feminine, or neutral. And in English, we don't really care about that. But when you're learning Russian, genders really matters. For example, stol, meaning table, is masculine. Mashina, meaning car, it's feminine. Okno, which meaning window, it's a neutral gender. Sounds crazy, isn't it? But when I started to notice the ending, it's become more easier. The words which ends with consonants, most of the times it's masculine. And some of the words which ends with a or ya, it's feminine. When I started to understand this, I could make a really small sentences like Это моя машина, это моя номер, это моя рюкзак. Cheat code number 3, immerse yourself. If you want to learn any new languages, you have to immerse yourself in that language. Since I work in hotel, I turned that into my classroom. I stopped to watch English movies or series. Instead of English, I started to watch Russian, like Russian movies, Russian podcasts. Even though if I didn't understand 80%, I was training my ear. And whatever I learned from there, I always used to apply the same sentences with the guests. Как я могу вам помочь? Как прошел ваш день? Вам нравится наше hotel? Или вам нравится Dubai? See, some of the sentences, it's really connect with the guest and it's really helpful. You know, the moment when they get to know I started to speak in Russian, they started to speak like a train. I always used to say, извините, говорите медленно, пожалуйста. Я не знаю очень по-русски. But those are all the real conversation and it helped me a lot. Cheat code number 4. Find good resources. You don't need an expensive course to learn Russian or any other languages. Most of the times I used free courses. And most of the times I watched podcasts and courses mostly in YouTube. And some of the websites I mentioned in the description, those websites are completely free and really helpful. And apart from that, every day I used to spend 30 to 35 minutes dedicatedly only to learn Russian. Just a little every day, but consistency matters. And once you're up to that, there you go. You can really introduce yourself for anyone. Suppose like me. Здравствуйте, меня зовут Vish, я из Индии. Я работаю в Hotel. Я люблю говорить по-русски. Cheat code number 5. Learn the culture. Learning a language, it's not only about learning a grammar or vocabulary. It's all about understanding the people and their culture. Even though if you're not in Russia or Russian speaking countries, still you can able to learn their culture. When you're able to understand people and their culture, conversation is become much closer and easier. For example, many of the Russian or Central Asian people, they love tea culture and family gathering. If you're friendly and fluent in Russian, one day they might invite you too. These are all the top 5 techniques which help me to learn Russian from 0 to fluent. If you practice every day and don't fear the mistake, you will improve very quickly. Ошибки — это нормально. Even till today, I used to make a mistake when I speaking in a Russian. Ultimately, the goal is communication, not a perfection. Спасибо большое за посмотреть. If you are enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. And tell me in the comment, какой языка и вы изучаете сейчас, which language you're learning right now. See you in the next video. Пока-пока.